Today we have some horrible news for Biden. He's done so bad on the economy that now even Democrats can't ignore it. Democrats drop Bidenomics as some voters complain that it's tone deaf report. A Fox News poll from mid-November found that 78% of voters rate the economy negatively, and the majority feel the worst isn't over. The fact that even Democrats now are having to drop Bidenomics just shows how bad Biden has screwed up the economy. There's been inflation, economic decline, and many other issues under Biden. Now, I think because of all this horrible stuff, Biden might not even be renominated for his for a second term from the Democratic Party. There's Gavin Newsom running a shadow campaign right now, and he just did a debate with Ron DeSantis. So I don't even know if Biden will become the nominee. There's a chance that Biden doesn't even become the nominee, and someone like Gavin Newsom comes in. Now, Gavin Newsom might actually have a similar problem to Biden because he has so horribly run his state. So we'll just have to see on that. Now, Democrats have been turning on Biden for a while now, and the Democratic Party leaders are refusing to use the term Bidenomics in their speech and online as the 2024 presidential election closes in, according to Axios article on Sunday. They're turning on him. Democrats are turning on him for many reasons, but economics is probably the number one. Biden has failed miserably, horribly. He's probably one of the worst presidents on economics in U.S. history. And many people in his own party believe that he has done incredibly bad. So I think they're going to replace him. And if they don't, then Trump will pretty much automatically win the presidency. He's already leading in polls. He's already leading in in almost all the swing states. He might also win the popular vote. There's some general polls that are actually showing him winning the popular vote. And with the popular vote, that will mean a massive electoral landslide because that winning the popular vote as a Republican means since the Electoral College is such heavily favored towards Republicans right now, a popular vote win for Trump will result in a massive landslide. Now, there are arguments that by Democrats and people of the Republican Party that he won't even make it to the general election because the Democratic Party will just lock him up. Well, I don't think that will happen, and many people will just protest and will make sure he is a candidate and make sure he actually is on the ballot. Now, that's what I think might happen. Now, House Democrats have rejected the White House long month campaigning for to sell the term Bidenomics. The outlet reported, as with many in House Democratic leadership stopping the use of the term months ago. Bidenomics, a term that President Joe Biden has repeatedly used to tout his economic achievements during the presidency, has become unpopular with the Democratic Party, struggling to convince voters that life is better under Biden. Well, it's hard to convince them that it is better under Biden because it's not. Look at the inflation. Now, Biden's going to tout that inflation is down. It's now down to 3.2%. But that doesn't mean that it's down overall. Overall, the inflation's actually up because there hasn't been any deflation or decreases in prices. So the prices are still at those levels from inflation. So they're still incredibly high. Even though the monthly and yearly inflation now is good, it still doesn't mean that the prices are down from where they were previously. they are still in fact up, and they're actually climbing higher. And also, he can't even tout that his inflation has been brought down, because it isn't still below the 2.5% rate, which has been the suggested rate for years before Biden came before Biden came in. It was way lower under Trump, way lower, even below 2% at times. So Biden has actually increased inflation, and it's still increasing today. It's still increasing prices at a faster rate under Trump. So a lot of people will see those prices and will vote for Trump because because of his economic record. And a lot of people vote simply on economic records because people care about their pocketbooks. Um, and if Biden has caused economic pain, um, they will actually vote for Trump because it was better under him. Now, there was a little bit of problem with 2020, but that was not because of Trump himself. It was because of coronavirus. And one of the major reasons that I think Trump actually got voted out of office was the COVID-19. Um, People were forced to stay at home, and they had to listen, and they were practically forced to listen to the mainstream media that hated Trump and actively tried to get him um, get him out of office. So also with COVID-19, there was also mail-in ballots, and now and that's another reason that Trump lost. Another Now, the Trump camp has argued that there has been fraud, but I don't think there has been. Now, there probably has been some election engineering, like how they changed the laws um, for elections. They like the judicial branch changed the laws for elections and how to vote, which resulted in higher turnout for Democrats. Also, I think there was some misinformation uh, and about the Hunter Biden laptop story. They censored the Hunter Biden laptop story, and many people would have voted for Trump if if they saw the Hunter Biden laptop story. Um, so I think there was some electioneering there where it's resulted in which resulted in a win for Biden, which shouldn't have happened. Now, now that will probably not happen this time because there's no more COVID, unless they somehow, which would not likely happen, have another pandemic. So there's no way that's going to happen. Now, Axios reported that the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee and many House Majority PAC are are also avoiding using the term Bidenomics on social media and press releases as polling indicates the tagline is ineffective. Um, in a meeting this past summer to discuss the economic measuring strategy, the report continued. House Democrats decided to stick with people over politics rather than Bidenomics. One senior Democratic leadership aide told Axios, just uh, voters, not just the Democratic Party leadership, also feel negatively towards Bidenomics, with Democratic sources telling Axios that the term was seen as tone deaf to voters still struggling economically. Also, it invoked a president with lackluster polling numbers. Again, people are suffering right now. Even my parents, particularly my mom, hasn't been doing well economically. She's been falling down. She's in the mortgage industry, which has fallen recently. She has had a severe decrease in income. Now, my mom might be is not the only one who is seeing these economic declines and economic hardship. Um, there are many other people in many other industries that are also seeing economic hardship, which has resulted in these bad polling numbers for Biden and the Democratic Party. Now, as I said earlier, the biggest indicator of election success for an incumbent is their economic performance. If their economic performance has been good, they will perform better. Now, as we know, Biden is massively failing on this. A Fox News poll from mid November found that 78% of voters rate the economy negatively, and the majority feel the worst isn't over. Inflation was the top concern with the majority of those surveyed. Only 29% of voters approved Biden's handling of the issue, while 69% said they disapproved. That is a major majority. 69% is 19% over the majority. So that over 15%, which that means that there's some Democrats that voted that they've disapproved. And as stated in this article previously, many of the Democrats are turning on Biden, and he might not even be nominated again. Now, a number of historians and liberal columnists have advised Biden to stop using the term Bidenomics, with liberal president historian Douglas Brinkley telling MSNBC News the messaging fell flat with the public. It's a little bit like Gerald Ford's whip inflation now buttons. Nobody wants to be waving banners say "I love Bidenomics," Brinkley said. So it's probably a healthy sign that they're retooling a campaign slogan to showcase what they feel are the administration's accomplishments. Biden campaign did not respond to requests for comment. Biden has massively failed on the economy, and they might even replace him. As I said earlier, I think that Gavin Newsom might even replace him. He's been running a shadow campaign with shadow campaign. He just debated DeSantis on Fox News with Hannity as a host. Now, I don't know if that will happen, but it might. And I don't see how Biden could possibly win when he's doing this bad on the economy, and many other people are disliking his policies. Also, in the polls recently, Trump is winning in almost every swing state. And it's a high likelihood that he wins the presidential election. So I don't see him becoming president. And many people, even the Democratic Party, are seeing his failures. So I don't think he's going to become president at all. And this next year, it's going to be crazy. With the Trump trials, the Trump sham trials, and Biden's economic failures and horrible polling, we will have to see in 2024 how the election will go. My prediction is that it will go good. But we'll just have to see. And thank you for watching. I'm a Gen Z conservative, and this is my show.